It's time for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Join your host, the accomplished Dr. Cherilyn Lee, as she welcomes the leading experts in health and well-being as they explore the advancements in natural health, physical fitness, nutrition, integrative medicine, and self-discovery.
Welcome, everyone, to another wonderful Wednesday, or wherever you are on this planet, what day it is for you, but it's a wonderful day. We are still vertical today. And for those who are not, my prayers go out to you. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. And before I get started, I have a really big shout out to my producer, Jarvis. He's just amazing. Amazing. And what you see is real time. So I'm just so excited of his wonderful work that he does. And then I have a wonderful shout out for Tony Sweet, who is send me an email and let us know that we are now with iHeartRadio. So for those who are listening, thank you so much. Thank you. My topic show today, should your vagina go green? Now, a lot of people have called me and asked me, what do you mean by that? And we go green with everything else. So we really have to watch what we're putting on our body. But right now, I want to introduce my guest, and who are two wonderful people. I have Joan. Joan Wakeland-Taylor is phenomenal, and she's here as my guest. And then I have Kevin Gray. Thank you so much for both of you being here today. Thank you. So we're going to kind of get into this because this topic is very powerful, and we know and one of the things that is with this topic we're going to be discussing because of a product. And this wonderful product, I want to say, is biodegradable. It is not dealing with plastic. We know if I do blood tests on someone and we look at toxicity of the body, the number one toxic is going to be in your body is plastic. So that's the number one toxin in your system, along with the toxicity in the world itself. We know the plastic bottle is really harming our planet. So not only are we going green to help ourselves and our health, we're going green for our own body, to heal our body, which is so powerful. So I'm going to ask my guests here to share a little bit about themselves, and we're going to watch a 5-minute video, and then we're going to get into our topic here. So, Joan,
well,
tell me a little bit about yourself.
First, thank you for having me on your show. I am a retired pharmacist, and I was very impressed when I heard about this product, simply because of what I've experienced in my life.
Yes.
And I want the future generation to have a comfortable experience and not have to stay home for the first day when they're having their periods, or told, oh, you've got a spot on your back. It's sort of very embarrassing. And so I thought if you had a product that was comfortable, you had a product that was soft, you had a product that didn't have plastic so that we could percolate bacteria,
yes,
then you've got a wonderful product for everybody to share.
And I was excited because you're the one that called me and told me about this wonderful product.
Well, I couldn't keep it quiet.
And I know. And I'm so excited because of the fact that as you listen to the show, you'll hear different conditions that because of wearing the other products that are on the market, there are problems. And I see some of this in my practice all the time. Unfortunately, a lot of the problems with women as it relates to their genital area. So this is something that women, young girls, this is not just for, it's for women of every age. And we want to start with them very, very early. So I want to say that I am just so happy and thrilled that I have met Kevin Gray. And so, Kevin, thank you so much. And tell people a little about yourself. And we're not going to go into the business side because we're going to do that a little bit more when people see this wonderful 5-minute video.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Lee, I want to thank you for having myself as well as Joan here on today's show. And I want to thank your production staff for doing such a great job and greeting us just with open arms. I'm originally from the Hampton, Virginia area. I'm an alumni from Hampton University. Currently, I work in a sales space of a sales executive in corporate America. I worked in corporate communications as well as IT. However, I won't get too much into it right now because we've got some questions that Dr. Lee will be asking and some enlightenment that she will produce for us today. But I have recently been introduced to a campaign that focuses on the health of our women, and I'm excited to be an ambassador for it, even though obviously I'm a man. I have got many women in my life that, given the chance I could give them information that could possibly save their life or make them more comfortable, I absolutely would share it, Dr. Lee.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So without further ado, we're going to watch this wonderful 5-minute video on how we know. Now we know. Sorry. Now we know, which is so powerful. Now we know. And it's so important that you know. So please take time right now, share this video with everyone so they can watch this video. It will be in our archive. You can go to YouTube tomorrow and Google our YouTube channel, NuWellness TV with Dr. Lee, and it will be there. But right now, please get a pen and paper, because this is to save your life. I am seeing too many conditions as it relate to these toxic materials that we're using. And to know that there is an alternative is very powerful. So please get a pen and paper, share this show with everyone you can. We're going to now watch this quick 5-minute video.
Introducing Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins by Inspire. Cherish pads have been designed by women for women. Notice how thin Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins are as compared to one of the leading 8-hour pads. These 8 and 10-hour protection pads are bulky, uncomfortable, and can be embarrassing to carry around. Cherish's compact design promotes comfort and fits discreetly in your purse or backpack. Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins feature 8 levels of comfort and protection. The first layer is beautiful, soft cotton. Cotton is soft, sanitary, comfortable, and does not have to be bleached to be white. It's white naturally. Most top brands use synthetic petrochemical materials. These petrochemical materials may irritate sensitive skin and cause discomfort. Also, they do not let the skin breathe, which increases the risk of bacteria growth. They are chosen by manufacturers because of their cheaper production costs. The second layer is the all-natural negative ion strip. Negative ions are oxygen atoms charged with an extra electron. They're created in nature by the effects of water, air, and sunlight. That taste in the air and feeling you get at the beach, near a waterfall, or after a storm is your body being saturated in the benefits of negative ions. Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins include negative ion technology, which has been proven to balance pH and hormone levels, helps protect against germs and bacteria, helps to reduce inflammation, fights against vaginal irritations and infections, and reduces unwanted odor. This Wonder Strip is also infused with FAR, infrared ray technology, that has been proven to improve your body's oxygen levels, help pH balance the body, and boost your immune system, among other things. Finally, the ion strip contains nano-silver ion technology. Nano-silver ions have a number of health benefits, including preventing bacteria growth. The third layer is air-laid paper that provides additional protection from unwanted leaks. The fourth layer is an amazing super absorbent and safe polymer that is up to 10 times more absorbent than conventional pads and holds more than 300 times its own weight in liquid. The average woman discharges between 15 milliliters and 50 milliliters of fluid a day during the peak of her menstrual cycle. We will pour 50 milliliters of water on the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. Now we'll pour the same 50 milliliters of water on a leading pad, which is advertised to provide up to 8 hours of wetness protection. Notice how we take an ordinary paper towel and place it on the highly advertised pad. Look at how wet the paper towel is. It's virtually soaked. This is the damp, wet, uncomfortable sensation that women are frequently left with after their menstrual discharge using the products that are on the market today. Now look as we place a paper towel on top of the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin. Even with applying force, which we did not do with the leading brand, the paper towel is 99% dry. Dryness and comfort is what you can expect. With Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins, you're going to love the way you feel. The fifth layer is an enhanced flow layer that has been specially designed to prevent reverse percolation. In other words, it conveniently absorbs and moves dampness away from the body. The sixth layer is an additional layer of air-laid paper to reinforce and lock in the dryness women need and desire. Take a look as we've now removed the absorbent cores of both the leading 8-hour protection pad and the Cherish Premium pad that we previously saturated with 50 milliliters of water. First, we will submerge the core of the leading pad into the cup containing the least amount of water. The majority of pads sold today use wood pulp, wood fibers, and other waste materials for their core, and then bleach it to give it an artificial, fresh-looking white appearance. Next, we'll place the core of the super absorbent polymer found in the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkin into the cup containing at least twice as much water. Unlike the leading pad, the super absorbent polymer in the core of the Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins is so safe that it is the same polymer used in diapers for infants. Watch how quickly the polymer absorbs all of the water. This specially formulated polymer used by the Cherish Premium Pad keeps you drier and more comfortable much longer. Look at how the leading brand has only partially absorbed the water, while the Cherish core completely absorbs more water and in less time. We'll even pour the excess water not absorbed by the leading brand into the cup containing the Cherish core, and it quickly absorbs it all. The seventh layer is a micro-perforated, breathable bottom that promotes the flow of fresh air, limiting and preventing the growth of harmful bacteria. The eighth layer is the release paper that contains a composition specially formulated in Europe that has strong adhesion properties safe for the skin. Many manufacturers use construction-grade glue as an adhesive, again, harmful both to women and the environment.
Thank you, and I hope you had time to really share this with your family and friends, because this is an incredible product. And right now, I am seeing so many women with UTIs, vaginal discomfort, vaginal problems, even discomfort on the labia itself. So, it's so important that we try to pull away and do things as natural as possible. And something that's friendly to our environment. It's very important. This is why I labeled the show, should your vagina go green? And not so much the vagina, but the products that we're using on our body there. And I like to say this is a healthy, friendly material. Healthy, friendly material for you and the environment. So we're going to kind of go on and let me just ask Kevin some questions here, or have you start sharing a little bit more, because you've been with the company how long?
Well, I was actually introduced to the company in October of 2016 while the company was still in formulation, before we even had a name, before we had a name for the company, the product. I decided to start marketing the product in December. So we just officially launched to the world, at least the United States, May 23rd of this year.
Okay.
And we're really excited about it.
Okay. And so I'm excited, too, because of the problems that I'm seeing. And, at first I was doing so many tests on all the women, especially the ones that are incontinent of urine, and they're using the pads. And a lot of them were having UTIs, just the majority of them that I would see in my practice. So, having something now, and I know we will talk about the strip that's there and what the ion strip is all about, because it was some of the information there in the video. But kind of go through a little bit of that for me as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, one of the first questions people always ask, well, Kevin, what makes your solution different from what the ladies are normally buying from the store?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a multitude of differences, distinct differences, but I would say that the negative ion strip happens to be one of the ones that stand out. The negative ion strip, anyone who knows anything about negative ions know that they are natural. They're made by God. As a matter of fact, negative ions are highly prevalent,
Yes.
close to any body of water, or maybe even after it rains.
Yes.
Our listeners and our watchers, if you ever notice after a good rain, you can breathe better. The aches and pains that you may have had, they might not be is prevalent or abundant. Well, that's because your body is being saturated with negative ions.
Yes.
So what our negative ion strip does, I want to be careful. I want to make sure that we don't make any medical claims, but I can tell you that an overwhelming amount of the women that have become customers of the Cherish pad by our company Inspire Network, or have sampled the pad, have said that the negative ion strip has helped them to shorten their menstrual cycle. So one of the questions that I get often, well, Kevin, that's when the body is cleansing itself, when it's menstrual. And we understand that. But instead of our women going 7 to 10 days, how about chopping that down to 3 to 5?
And without cramps and without the menstrual discomfort.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Many of the women that
Yes.
have used our product have noticed that their cramps, their menstrual cramps, have reduced significantly, and in some cases, they have went away altogether.
And this is a pad. I want everyone to know this. It's not something you're going to insert vaginally. It's just a pad that you're going to use that you can wear comfortably at night. It's not bulky. It's not thick. Because sometimes you can tell when older women, or they don't even have to be older, are wearing one of the other pads. So you can almost see if they're wearing pants because they're kind of thick. And this here is nice and thin and absorbable. So it really absorbs a lot of the fluid. So for people with urinary incontinence, they can wear this during the night, as I know, and have that comfort, something real soft to the skin, which I'm going to have Joan, just for a minute, talk about a little bit about the comfort of wearing the pad.
First,
not that you have problems, okay?
No, but first, I just wanted to share that I was speaking about this to one of my friends. She has incontinence.
Yes.
That lady stacks 3 pads before she can feel confident enough.
Yes.
So just figure walking with 3 bulky pads.
Yes. Wow. Well, I've seen it. You can see when
people don't understand when they see women not walking really great, and nothing's wrong with their feet, but it's all a matter of the discomfort that they feel from this bulk. And another thing is that they lack confidence because of leakage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why she wears 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, it's really exciting to know there's something that's, like I said, that's going to help you short-term menstrual, and women with urinary incontinence don't have to worry about these bulky pads. But most important, we're seeing so many, and I'm not making any claims, but we do know, and it's the researchers there dealing with all these other infections because they're harboring, because this is plastic. So you got a moist area with a backing, and it's harboring all this bacteria. And this is why we're probably seeing, I'm sure, so many people with. I had so many women with UTIs and infections that I really thought it was something wrong with the material, the cups they were sending me out to do a clean catch urine test. And, you know, because it was happening so frequently. I said, can't all these people have a problem? And this is a couple of years ago, and it was getting progressively worse and worse and worse. But to see something of this nature and to know that you can wear a device not only to feel dry and understand it's very soft to the skin, very, very soft to the skin and very comfortable, but and the environment. I have to keep bringing that up because going green in the environment is so important. We really have to really pay attention to what's going on in our environment because it's very toxic.
May I interject here?
Yes.
That the first time I was made aware of the biodegradability of the product was when a woman from Africa, she mentioned to me when I introduced it, is this biodegradable? And I said, Yes, it doesn't have any plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem that they face in the African countries and any country really
And
that's now
here as well,
adapting
yes.
a lot of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So the solution is we've got it. We don't have any plastic in Cherish.
Yes. And cherish. I love that name. We're going to cherish our bodies, cherish our health,
Absolutely.
Yes.
cherish our environment.
Yes.
I really love that name. It's really wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
You know, I do want to say that part of our movement is not to be known just as a pad company or a pad solution.
Yes.
We also have other products as well. But I would like to say that the stamp that we would like to make on the world will be our Now We Know campaign. Now, what I encourage everyone to do, listening or viewing, is to go to our website, Now We Know, and that's nowweknow.net. We do know that some people may think that that is not correct. However, there's a special reason that we spell our website that way, the nowweknow.net
Yes.
campaign. And that's because we are bringing awareness to people all across the world, not just women, but men, that it's now we know, no, we are not allowing our women to wear these store brand pads any longer that are potentially poisoning their bodies.
Yes.
And we're bringing this solution that is a game changer and a world changer to the forefront.
Yes. And we knew with the tampons, because of the material, and we can talk about the material that was there, the dioxin, it has been linked to endometriosis and all kind of conditions there because it's bleach and it's toxic.
Absolutely.
It's extremely, extremely toxic. So we don't want this toxin up against our body when we have something being excreted from our body with moistness because it's going to create more and more of a havoc. But there's a lot of medical research showing, even from the toxic shock, a lot of people knew about that, the toxic shock syndrome. That was coming from the tampons, even though this is nothing you insert, but it was basically the same material. So you don't want to use, and I get into the tampon a little bit because of the fact that when you insert something that's toxic, think what's going on with your body. And it's still around. We don't hear about it as much because people don't really talk about it, but it's still happening. Women are still presenting, and young girls presenting to the emergency room in toxic shock from the tampon. Misplaced, and when they actually pull them out, a lot of times they cause abrasions because it's just too dry, not enough lubrication, which is very uncomfortable to a lot of people. Just think dealing with something now that you don't have to worry about insertion, something that's natural, and it's not an infomercial. I'm concerned about the well-being of women in general. This is why we're having this show today, to educate and let you know there's an alternative. There's an alternative for you. So it's really important that you share this show. You know, you can call me, and we do have a website for NuWellness Healthcare. I do as Dr. Lee. So you can get more information and order your product. So, you know, give us a call at 310-419-4300. If you have any questions, Kevin is just phenomenal. So put those questions on YouTube. Type them in. We'll answer those questions today for you. So
Absolutely.
Let us know. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask the questions. They will be answered for you. I just want to thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, Kevin. And, you know, share with us some other things that are going on with the product here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I have to say one of the, we live in a microwave society, and we all know that everyone wants results right now. And one of the things that attracted myself as well as my partners like Joan to Inspire Network, as well as the Cherish brand pad, is the fact that you get immediate results. One of the things that we do is we actually do a dryness test. So we take a store brand pad, one of the brands that most people are used to using, and I won't say the name, but we lay the pad on the table, and it's right beside our solution, the solution that we're bringing to the United States, showing the world. And let me tell you, the results are astonishing. Our pad actually absorbs 10 times as much, and it can hold up to 300 times its weight in fluid. So we're introducing what I like to call the most comfortable pad to the marketplace. So you've got women all over the United States, and we're going to be opening in different countries very soon. So for that matter, all around the world that are interested in what we're doing here.
Yes. And I want everyone to have that experience. I wish they could just give everyone one as a sample. I know we can't do that. But it's just a wonderful experience to try it. I actually have one myself, and it's just amazing. Not at 65 years old. I'm going to produce any more children, but or incontinence.
I'm going to defer to that magnet that you have, and it says, "I am grateful that I am a magnet for miracles."
Yes.
So you never know.
No, I am done. I have 9 grandchildren. So.
And this is it. You don't need it for yourself. It's not about you. It's about
my
the
grandchildren and my
if it's
daughters.
Good for your grandchildren, you want other people's grandchildren. I have a granddaughter, and I really don't want her to go through what I went through.
No. And I know with one of them, because you gave me one earlier, one, it did help subside her menstrual cramps.
Wonderful.
She didn't flow as hard. She wasn't in bed. She didn't have to take, all the medication. We do deal with a lot of things naturally. But a lot of people have just overdid it on your anti-inflammatory medications. I won't name any names, but we all know which ones they are when young women are having cramps. Well, in the long run, you're saving your liver, you're saving your kidneys from all of these medications that you're taking. Most important, the antibiotics that people have gone on.
Correct.
Correct. I heard through some research that there's so many people have been on so many antibiotics, between that and pain pills, that you don't need to really take an antibiotic. The water is so contaminated with antibiotics right now. So the thing is, eliminating the antibiotics is all you do. I have so many people on a vicious cycle from the antibiotics because of the reoccurrent of infection. And not knowing, a lot of people who are not dealing with a functional medicine person like myself or someone, they don't know. They just take the antibiotic, don't know about prebiotics, and I think you should be tested even for that. We do a urine test to see if you need that particular probiotic or enzyme. So there are urine tests for that. Just give us a call and we can talk more about that. But it's so important that you deal with what's needed for your body, because right now it's an epidemic of women with infections, vaginal infections, and UTIs. I mean, it's an epidemic.
Absolutely.
It surely is.
And one of the things that we're bringing to light during our demonstration, and if you actually go to the website, nowweknow.net, you'll see the video that you watched earlier, but you also see some additional information. What I really like about our demonstration is when we start to dissect the store brand pads. And what you'll notice is the average human body, we all know, if you paid attention in science, is about 98.6 degrees. So when a woman is wearing that store brand pad, she's got her natural body heat 98.6 degrees. She's got her menstrual cycle. There could be urine, there could be bacteria, and it's all meshed against some of those toxic chemicals that they infuse into those pads, as well as that plastic layer that they have at the very bottom, which is a major breeding ground for bacteria, which induces some of those infections that we're trying to prevent. So that's one of the reasons why we are attracting people like Joan, people like people all across the world to what we're doing here with Cherish and Inspire Network.
Yes. Yeah. Working as a practitioner, because I am a family nurse practitioner as well, an MP, I used to do a lot of pelvic exams, and I know when the little cup came out for them to insert, so they didn't have to wear any pads at all. Can you imagine? It looked like a little diaphragm that you insert something like that into the body. You and I, Joan, had a conversation about that this morning.
Just domestic procedure.
Yes.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And you know what impressed me about the sanitary napkin that you introduced? It's breathable. So we don't have any ground for bacteria to colonize.
Exactly.
And that is really what we want to let the young girls experience. No need to keep going to the doctor and keep introducing antibiotics to the system. And we know what that does after a while.
You being a pharmacist, my goodness.
Resistant.
People are not just resistant. People are unaware that one of the antibiotics, I'm not going to say a name, but there is a class action lawsuit against a well-known antibiotic that you would only take 4 to 5 days. Because people would end up with atrial fibrillation, was kind of the bottom line with that atrial fib and all these problems. But people are not aware. You're being a pharmacist. Give us some examples of the side effects of the antibiotics.
Well, for one, you have your liver and your kidney. Those it has to go somewhere.
Yes.
So it goes through those organs. And if you are taking them consistently, I mean, you get sick, you get a 6 months break, and you go back. And then after a while, the doctor cannot give you that particular antibiotic because your body just doesn't respond to it.
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
So it's just a vicious cycle. Then you end up with what's called as leaky gut syndrome. And beyond leaky gut, you have what is called SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Now, that is very serious, and everybody should really look into that because once you start dealing with inflammation in the small intestines, then you're going to have more and more problems. So it starts where we have it's an opening for us, our women, okay? It's not going to just stop there. This is going to become systemic. It's not just stopping right there in one area. So, the whole history of one after another antibiotic. I have one lady that was taking one, and it actually just almost stripped her lining of her colon. And she went to the ER, didn't know why she had all these bloody stools, which was really horrible.
Oh, that's hard.
And it was due to the antibiotics. So my quest for this show, and the reason why I'm so passionate about it, and I know I keep repeating some things because it's so imperative that you don't use these things. And I know sometimes we become creature of habit, and we've been used to buying something and maybe a little skeptical to try something new because it's so thin. Like, if this is going to really work, I can guarantee you that it will work for you, and you would be very happy. More important, your body can breathe. So it's really important that you take control. Like we talk about managed care. I tell people you have to manage your own care. You have to learn to manage your own care. And anything with perfumes on it, we already know that perfumes alter your hormones.
Wow.
Yeah, it altered the hormones. So you wonder why I'm having all these issues, and maybe you want to take more medication, but these perfume-type pads, and then, I don't know what they're putting on them now.
And then look, the dyes are in there. You have some that have a dye in there, and once the period hits the dye, then forms another toxic chemical.
Another toxic chemical.
And the body doesn't like to handle toxic chemicals.
No, it doesn't. And where does it go?
And just to expand on that, I'm glad you brought that up, Joan, is that, when our women are wearing these store brand pads, some of the leading brands that you guys know about, yes, they have dyes, they have chemicals. But what is interesting and most disturbing to me is that when a woman sits down, some of her menstrual flow goes out. Some of you guys are probably wondering how a man knows so much about this. I've been studying, but some of that menstrual flow happens to go out, so it rushes down into the pad. Well, when a woman stands up, some of that flow goes back up. Well, you know what? The chemicals, the dye, happen to go back up with the menstrual cycle.
Exactly.
Right? And
Yes.
the average woman has anywhere between 15,000 up to 60,000 exposures of these store brand pads or liners during her lifetime. The women that are wearing tampons, anywhere up to 100,000 hours. And it's disturbing because the FDA, they do not require that the pad nor the tampon companies list the ingredients on the box. The only thing that they'll tell you is that if you are not on your cycle, don't wear this. That should be a warning enough.
Exactly.
That should be a warning.
Yes.
And the fact also that the wood chips and recycled paper that they use, that really is exposed
Recycled
to us.
paper and wood chips.
Yes. So they have to dye those. I mean, they have to bleach those.
And they bleach
using the bleach that they use gives toxic chemicals that
Absolutely.
are known carcinogens. So you wonder sometimes why there's so much cervical issues.
Oh, there's a lot of, I was just telling you, Joan, I think it was today, there's been I received an email that there's so many women now are having cervical cancer. We can't say, I'm not making any claims, but, if something is toxic, what do you think the end result is going to be? That's all I'm going to say.
Toxic.
Yeah. So if you have a condition right now that you're dealing with, you don't want to put more toxins against it. If you're having a problem, you definitely don't want to keep adding fuel to the fire. So let's make a change now so that you can go through your healing process the way you need to go through. And grandmothers and, the seniors and everyone who is going through something should, experience something that's natural, something that's biodegradable and friendly to our planet here.
Absolutely.
We have to, have things that are sustainable and really serve the planet as well, because we're just overwhelmed with toxins. Mm-hmm. So, on that note, I'm just going to say that, everyone, please, and if you don't try but just one time, this is not a sales pitch. This is a health pitch. Do this for yourself. Do it for your family. And I cannot stress this enough because I'm seeing it every day. And unfortunately, every day I have at least 1 to 6 new calls of people telling me about themselves or someone else with cancer. So let's do what we can. Sometimes it's even more. Let's do what we can on a cellular level to start helping ourselves and what we're putting against our bodies. And if you start with your children, and that's what I wanted you to expound on a little bit more, Kevin, how now you're going into the schools, the elementary schools? And
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, please.
Well, let me tell you that we've got the most incredible executive board here at our company. And one of the things that we've just done, of course, I'm in Los Angeles right now, but I was just in San Francisco. I was in Silicon Valley.
Yes.
One of the things that I noticed when I was able to tour different businesses like Google, Facebook, Tesla, NASA, was the fact that these juggernauts, these large companies, were so close to a high school. I believe it was Palo Alto High School. And I had a revolution. I thought in my mind, it's amazing that these kids, from the time that they're in middle school, high school, they already know exactly where they're going because of the environment. Well, we're taking that same frame of mind to the elementary schools, to the middle schools, to the high schools, because instead of our women and our little girls being exposed to the store brand sanitary napkins at a young age, we're teaching them about their health much earlier than before, because obviously they've got information, they've got access to information that we didn't have access to in our age, right? When we were younger. And we're showing them from the elementary school days, middle school, high school, exactly how to take care of their bodies more efficiently, which will allow them to live much more healthier lives down the road. So we're really excited about it.
It is exciting.
Is one of the things that we never mentioned.
No.
The odor.
Oh my goodness, yes.
From the odor that comes with each. Sometimes people are just walking and you can know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And here you have a solution to that odor.
Yes. We are helping women not only to become more comfortable physically, but also I would imagine that women who have an odor sometimes go through maybe self-esteem issues or some sort of depression behind it. We all know that blood has a very pungent odor. Well, part of that ion strip that we were talking about earlier, there is a mechanism that actually helps to, many cases, take away completely the odor. So we're reinstalling the self-confidence
that's a big plus.
Of women and
big
little
plus.
Girls everywhere. So that's another reason people are really attracted to what we're doing.
Yes. I mean, it has so many benefits.
Absolutely.
And odor is definitely one of those big benefits. Yeah. So, I just want everyone to really share this video, the show with your friends, the YouTube video. Please share it. Again, it will be on our website, our YouTube channel, NuWellness TV with Dr. Lee, so you'll be able to share it from YouTube as well. But please share it and start now, because things that we don't start and put them off, may have some repercussions down the line. So please start now. I love the title.
Now we know. Now we know.net.
Yes.
That's right.
And now that you know, you must share it.
That's right.
Now that you know, you must share this
with
everyone.
It would be criminal not to share it.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Yes, especially with what's happening with our health today and this what's happening with our healthcare system. Who's going to help you? in this healthcare system, things are constantly changing as it relates to the healthcare system. So don't just be another statistic and another number out there going to see the doctor, because, I used to work for HMOs, and you only get given a certain amount of time for each person. So you don't have a chance to, and I never really saw that. It might be there now, asking them, what are you using? And so I would love to see, and I think you would share with me, there's a hospital that's going to be involved with using this at their hospitals. So that's something way down, something that you're working on.
Absolutely.
But it should be in all the hospitals. They're adding new things to the hospitals now as well, because a lot of, and another place it should be too is at the prisons. Because they do sometimes give the ladies something if someone haven't sent them, but they should be at the prisons as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I would say part of our mantra is mission-driven people, and
Yes.
I believe that all mission-driven people have a frame of mind where they want to leave the world better than when they found it or when they came to it.
Yes.
And I know that not only in these foreign countries, which really need it, but even in the United States, there's women everywhere that they might not have access to adequate health care, adequate sanitary napkins.
Yes.
And part of our mission is to make sure that every woman is exposed to this. So I see great efforts, great humanitarian efforts down the road. I'm just excited to be involved with this company from the very genesis, the very beginning.
Yes. And do you have children?
I've got a 19-month-old out back in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Really?
Absolutely. His name is Cameron. Yeah.
Okay. And I know, like I said, I have grandchildren, and Joan
I
has
have grandchildren.
grandchildren as well.
Specifically that will need to use
Yes,
a
yes.
great product.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to, definitely have our family involved, which mine are involved now. But again, share.
Absolutely.
I don't know how many times I can say that, because of what I'm seeing in the healthcare industry. And you don't want to have to go on antibiotic. You don't want to have to go on medication for candida. You don't want to have to go on medication for all these other. Now, if you have a vaginal infection, please see your primary care doctor and get tested and see what it is, so you're treated properly. So if something's going on, please don't use this as a means that you're going to treat yourself. Please make sure that you're examined properly, get a culture and sensitivity done to see what's going on with you. That is imperative that you do that. But I just want to thank you again. And I'm going to keep thanking you. The show is not over yet, but I just thank you. You just don't know how grateful I am to have this knowledge. And as someone it reminded me that I had the knowledge prior to. So I'm just grateful that we're doing the show today.
Absolutely.
And all coming together as human beings to make a difference in the world. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, ma'am.
Including
Yes,
my
ma'am.
production manager here.
Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you so much, Jarvis.
Thank you, Jarvis.
Thank you, Jarvis.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So your name is going to ring all across the world, okay? Because you brought it to me first, and it's just so much going on when I'm getting emails and we talking about certain things. But I just want to say that I am so happy to be part of this team.
Absolutely.
And I know it's going to go far, but we're going to help a lot of people.
Absolutely, we will.
Because I can't wait to retest a lot of my patients who chooses not to. That's their own choice to go on an antibiotic, but to also retest them after they've been using and to make sure this is cleared up. Or the ones who have been treated on antibiotics, let them start this so they do not have any reoccurrence. Because that's been the problem, reoccurrence after time and time again. So with this here, we're going to really, really make an impact, make a difference. And I am just so happy. And if you take antibiotics, you're going to start looking older and everything else. And I'm all about anti-aging. So I don't plan to start looking 65 years old. So
not a day over 25.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
25.
My oldest is 41. So.
Well, I also want to say that anytime that you have a superior product, like we're bringing here to the United States, if it's that superior, you would expect to pay much, much more. What we also pride ourselves at with it here at Aspire Network is the fact that our solution, our pad, that ultimately in the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to have 1 million customers and we're going to become $1 billion company in the next 18 to 36 months. Our price point for our pads is only $5. So once again, we're not here to sell anything.
No.
We're here to enlighten,
educate, and awareness. Yes,
and we're here to let you know that we're making the world much healthier and much more comfortable, but we're not charging you an arm and a leg to do it. And I think that's important to know.
Yeah. And before the show ends, I want to show a little of this tape because you're doing something that I think is phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely. What we have is a 5K run. Part of the Now We Know campaign is partnering with different cities to do 5K runs for women's awareness.
Yes.
We're also going to do basketball tournaments. We're going to do bike rides. We're going to partner with all types of women's organizations. I can't really name them right now, but you guys will soon hear. But this video, I think that we're coming close to the end of the show, but I want to make sure that our listeners as well as our watchers can see exactly how our very first 5K went in Atlanta, Georgia. We had, I believe, around 1,000 people there. So I know Jarvis, our producer, will go ahead and play that video right now.
He's wonderful.
My name is Melita Quick, and I'm from Inspired. I'm so inspired. I drove 6 hours to get here. I'm so happy that we have a product that we can actually use and is healthy for our bodies. People need to know what the Now We Know campaign is doing for every woman that they love. So this is awesome. I just love it to death, and I'll be here forever. Now we know.
I'm motivated, encouraged, inspired to go out there and get the word out so people can stop suffering silently.
The Now We Know campaign is very dear to my heart because it's all about saving lives and saving women. Now we know better, we can do better, and we can help others become better.
Now we know.
The thing I love about Now We Know is not only are we bringing awareness to the issues that women and young ladies deal with on a month-to-month basis, guys, we're also bringing resolution.
Now We Know es Ahora Sé en español y la campaña tiene todo que ver con empoderar a las mujeres, con saber un poco más de lo que es su salud con respecto a las toallas sanitarias, su salud con respecto a su cuidado íntimo, y esto es la campaña de Ahora Sé, de Now We Know, y todos estamos listos para decir que ahora sabemos, y por eso ahora decimos todos, ahora sé.
We are totally inspired.
This is the beginning. It's going to be helping women in need when they have their challenges in terms of health issues, to be able to possibly take care of their bills and pay their kids' college tuition when they're having health challenges and not able to do for themselves or more. So get ready, guys. Stay tuned because there's more to come.
Now we know, everybody.
Now we know. Now we know. Now we know. Now we know.
Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out to view the tape. Thank you for sharing. I know everyone shared this show today with their friends and family, and continue to share. Each one, teach one, each one share this tape. And thank you so much for everything, for tuning in today. And I thank my guest again, Kevin Gray, and my wonderful Joan Wakeland-Taylor. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited for you taking the time to be here. Wakeland-Taylor, Joan, you're just wonderful.
So
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And that red is hot on you.
You're welcome.
It's hot. And this is for every nationality. It's not just one culture. It's for everyone. So please share this with everyone. And again, until you see us again here live, everyone say it, repeat after me. I am so grateful.
So grateful
that I am
that I am
a magnet
a magnet
for miracles.
for miracles.
Feel it, take it in, give someone a hug, heart to heart today, and love them on purpose.
Join us every Wednesday live at 11 a.m. for NuWellness TV with Dr. Lee. Remember, healthy mind, healthy body.